Hey everyone, Mr. Say here. This is a lap guide for Circuit de la Sarthe with the Group 1 cars, and for the time trial I'll be using the Alpine VGT Gran Turismo, whereas in the race I'll be using the Toyota TS050, but anyways, let's get this started. This first turn can be taken at full throttle, but right after you complete the turn, you'll need to brake, so you'll start to brake right around here. You can start to turn in right after you pass the second total sign. And when you're going through these turns, you just want to be a bit careful on the throttle and a bit careful about the curbs because sometimes they can give you a penalty just because you touched the curbs. But in this case, I was able to get away with it. And then for this turn, you want to brake well before you reach the path that is on the right. You'll brake hard for a moment, then trail brake, and then just slowly ease on the throttle. Try not to touch the grass. And then, right after the blue area on the right starts, you'll just ease off the throttle. You can take a little bit of advantage of the curbs right here. Just make sure you don't go away from it, so onto the blue or past the white line after the curb ends. Otherwise, you'll end up with a penalty. So let's fast forward through this. And then after the 200-meter mark, there's going to be a photographer on the left. He's going to be your braking point. Brake as much as you can in a straight line, and when you want to turn, just ease off of the brakes. You'll be doing the same thing over here, and right when you hit the apex, that's when you slowly start to apply the throttle. Do not go past the white line on the right, otherwise you'll end up with a penalty. So let's go ahead and fast forward through this again, and then your next braking point will be a bit before you reach the 100-meter signs on both sides. This chicane is similar to the one that we passed not long ago, except this one's a little bit sharper, so you want to be a bit more careful about when you start to accelerate. Fast forward through this once again, and look for the curb on the right as you will brake right before it starts. Brake as much as you can in a straight line, as this will give you just enough space to be able to make a turn. Ease off the braking once you want to start to turn. Straighten up the car and then start to fully accelerate. And once again, we're going to fast forward through this, and you'll be looking for the green area on the left. You'll ease off the throttle once you pass the end of it because you want to make through this turn obviously, and then you'll start to brake right before this curb on the right ends. And you have to get this right, otherwise you're going to end up potentially going off track, as I almost do over here. Then you want to brake pretty early, so well before the 50-meter sign for this turn, as this turn's pretty sharp, and you want to straighten the car up once again before you start to fully accelerate. We'll fast forward through this one more time, and then look for the green area on the left, as you will be braking right after it ends. Apply just a little bit of braking because this car will gain an immense amount of grip for some reason, so you want to be careful about that. And for this part over here, all you need to do is just control your throttle. Do not even use the brakes at all. You just want to control your throttle input to make sure you make it through these turns as fast as you can. Your next braking point is going to be right before you pass the line that divides you from the track and the pit entry lane. You'll be braking hard for just a moment, and you want to try to nail this chicane over here. Bring yourself to the middle. Brake a bit more because you want to also nail this chicane over here without getting any penalties. And then once you get your car stabilized, you can start to fully accelerate and you are good to go. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about the strategies. Alright, so even though this is a Group 1 race, I like to call this specific race a TS051 make, because all you need to do is, well, grab a TS050 and go have some fun. You don't really need to worry about fuel at all when it comes to racing in this car, as all you need to do is just use 20% of fuel in each lap. You don't really need to short shift too much, as you'll still have enough fuel to complete the race, but if you're a paranoid like me and just want to make sure you don't run out of fuel and feel silly about it, then you can short shift along the way. For me in this race, I was shifting when the bar was in between 75% to 90% full. And yeah, so tires, you also don't need to worry much about them. And that's basically it. If there's one thing that you need to take away from this section of the video, The TS050 is very friendly on fuel economy while having a good pace, so grab that car and go have some fun. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this video. So yeah, so this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.